Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Rex Rogosh, and let's queer up entertainment. Reclaim the Flag tackles patriotism, identity, and the queer American struggle. It's 2025, and the American flag, iconic, political, and increasingly divisive, is the heart of a new conversation thanks to the short-form documentary Reclaim the Flag. Now streaming online, this 27-minute film reimagines the Stars and Stripes through the LGBTQ eyes. Directed by designer Alexis Bittar and produced with Oscar-winning filmmaker Bruce Cohen, Reclaim the Flag features voices like Lena Waithe, George Takei, Karine Jean-Pierre, Cheyenne Jackson, Marc Jacobs, and Raquel Willis. Through their reflections, the film weaves together grief, anger, pride, and the radical act of reclaiming a national symbol. Among them is Emmy-nominated screenwriter Harper Steele. Known for Will and Harper, Steele asks in the film, quote, "Wouldn't it be nice if you looked at a house that had an American flag and said, 'Great, I'm safe'? And that is not the case," end quote. Steele collects vintage American flags not out of blind patriotism, but from a desire to confront meaning. Bittar's spark for the film was personal, he says. Quote, "I was genuinely looking at where I could move with my kids, and then it hit me. I'm not letting them take my country," end quote. From young activist Matt Bernstein to MSNBC's Jonathan Capehart, the film draws out the contradictions of being queer and American. Bernstein calls the flag a symbol of power and disenfranchisement. Capehart, nearly in tears on camera, says, quote, "I love this country so much, I have the right to criticize her relentlessly," end quote. Reclaim the flag is about surrendering symbols. It's about fighting for them. I mean, flag. I mean, here we go. You know, there's always this whole thing about what the American flag means, where it came from. And I think, unfortunately, you know, a lot of people get hooked with the American flag means one thing. Well, America has grown and not grown and grown and not grown. And the symbol of America has been the flag. And so it changes. The pride flag has changed. It's changed, you know. So I think this is interesting perspective, because I think we've lost the fact that the American flag is supposed to cover everybody, and we don't necessarily see that as such. And so it's great to see them going, okay, we're going to reclaim this. We're going to reclaim our part of the pie, as it were, you know, as the American flag is our great American symbol.
Well, I think Trump and MAGA's misuse of the flag, all those flags with Make America Great on them, those, I think that has also just sort of soured people on flags in general. And the first time I watched this documentary, I was also reading Robert Fiesler's book, American Scare, Florida's Hidden Cold War on Black and Queer Lives. And it's about the Johns Committee here in Florida. So that combination of seeing the documentary, reading that book while living under both DeSantis and Trump stirred up a lot of emotions. However, I can't recommend watching this short doc strongly enough. Share it with everyone you know. It's really a must-see.
I mean, I always find symbols of nationalism a little personally, and for me, like, what is the meaning of the American flag? To me, it is the official flag of the United States government. It's not a people's flag. It's just the government wants something so when people know which government it is, and that's nice and everything. But like at the same time, when I see like Karine Jean-Pierre and Jean-Pierre and like some people like Jonathan Capehart, who stayed at the Washington Post, and usually I'm like, you know, these are very comfortable queer people talking about like loving them. I'm like, well, yeah, the nation's done pretty well for you, but like, what about everyone else in this country? Like, I can't see why you'd want to reclaim an item from a government that is literally kidnapping people in Walmart and dragging them out. A government that this flag was created when we still had slaves, a flag that we used to launch our imperialism around the world. So like, I just don't know why we as queer people need to be like, well, we're all so nationalistic. Like, I love sucking cock. I don't think it has anything to do with a national symbol. That's all. That's my point.
But I think that's important to note that you know, I think this bakes into American culture about our flag culture. And right now the flag as a symbol of our nation is becoming more and more the symbol of only part of the nation.
Correct.
Right.
It is. Right. That's the frightening part.
Correct.
That's the parts where, because, for example, I mean, you can watch Fox News all the time where people are standing outside at the anti-ICE protests, waving flags from other different countries, the country of their origin, and some outraged blonde talking head on Fox News will be like, why aren't they waving American flags? Because you have turned your company, your leaders have turned American flag into a bludgeon. It is not supposed to be a bludgeon. You don't beat people over that flag. The flag is a symbol of liberty, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. It's supposed to unite people. It's supposed to welcome everyone from all around the world. And you turn it into a wall with barbed wire surrounding a concentration camp.
And that's where the reclamation part comes, though. That's where that comes.
It's not that new to literally have the American flag being used as a weapon against, in Massachusetts, as you know, in Boston, they had this desegregation. There are images, people who have their American flag, they're going after the black people protesting to integrate schools. I'm just saying that, we don't have the best history with how we've used the flag, and maybe, instead of trying to overly embrace it, it's okay to maybe just try to repair the nation and then worry about the flag.
Humans in general, every country, every political organization, every king, every tyrant, they've all had flags because, like you said, it represent. This is who we are. This is who we are on the battlefield. This is our country. So, there's good and bad with all of it. So I think that it is important that the people who feel like they're not represented by what's supposed to be a national symbol does reclaim and help kind of undo some of that bad. Look, we're going to be years from digging out under the shit that our current government has put upon us. But I think that's why things like this are important to show that there is a glimmer of hope and that there are people out there that still do believe in this country and believe in what this country was founded. Regardless if you want to, we can go into history all we want. We enslaved people, but so did half of the world enslaved people. We took over people's lands. Well, so did half of America. So did half of the world. So we need to learn from our mistakes, but we also need to say, hey, we are here and we are part of this country and we are the good. So I hope that more groups do it. So that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media company or platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.